Hello friends, welcome back to know more about learning. We had seen in the last few episodes how learning starts right at the mother's womb. But when the baby is delivered, the first few days of the baby are very, very important for the emotional and the intellectual profile of the child. I think the relationship between the mother and the child are very, very important, and the warmth provided by the mother, the security provided by the mother, and the responses given by the mother to the baby create a kind of an emotional bonding between the baby and the mother, and that really helps the growth profile of the brain, because the security systems in the baby's mind are perfected during this particular time. We used to say in the early days that your mother used to take the baby and look at the eyes of the baby and then start smiling, and the baby responds to the smile. Looking at the face of the baby, interacting with the baby, communicating with the baby, whether or not the baby responds at that particular stage, it is very important, because the brain scientists indicate that there are a particular type of neurons in the brain called the mirror neurons, and these mirror neurons right at the formative stage start interacting with the external world, and the first meaningful reaction happens between the mother and the baby, and therefore the psychological profile of the baby is really strengthened during the early days. So the communication between the mother and the child have to be frequent, comfortable, and very interactive right at the few days. The kind of facial expressions of the mother will indicate a learning profile for the child, the kind of the words used by the mother. Very often we say, the mother says ma, pa. The child really looks at the eyes of the mother, the facial architecture of the mother, and starts interacting, and you will certainly see that in the next couple of days the child will start really responding to the same these responses on a similar manner. So learning is probably not through a language, learning is probably not through an instruction mode, but learning is through an interactive mode, an emotional mode, and that's one of the reasons that as we grow, we will say learning has a very interesting emotional platform, which is important for the learning to happen, because in most of our schools we always believe that learning is learning is something which happens in the cognitive domain and doesn't have much on the affective domain, and I think we have to change the profile. Learning is not necessarily a mere cognitive activity. Emotional profile of the teacher, emotional profile of the environment is very important for effective learning to happen. We'll continue to know more about that.